Hey, Elwood City Limits listeners, this is Will. This is just going to be a quick update to let you know where we're at with, well, hashtag the end of Arthur, because we only have one episode of Arthur left. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get to that episode this week, and Lucas and I agree that we want the conditions to be optimum for when we finally cover the last episode of Arthur. So we're going to push it back by a week. Sorry for there being no podcast episode this week. What I would encourage you to do, though, is to go to patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits and use this free week to check out all of the Patreon content that we've had up there. It is now public. You don't even have to sign up to be a free member. You can literally just go to patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits and just listen or watch or check out all of our content. Now, I would ask you to do this in the next week, preferably before February 2nd, because what's going to happen is that we're not going to keep the Patreon up in perpetuity. As a matter of fact, on Sunday, February 2nd, we are going to shut down the Patreon. The reason for this, because originally we wanted to keep it up so that you could keep coming back and watching and listening to all of our extra stuff, and we do still want that. But the problem is that we can't make it so that it's completely free. Patreon is really frustrating to deal with, honestly, when it comes to this. We can't set the price to be free. We can't make it so that you never pay us, which is what we want to do. It's just way too hard, and we still have people who are signed up to pay us monthly, which you don't have to do anymore, but getting the word out has been really, well, as I said, annoying. So instead, what's going to happen is that we are going to shut down the Patreon. The other reason why we wanted to keep it up is because, and I'll part the curtain here a little bit, late last year, the drive that I had a external hard drive that every piece of ECL content was on, every podcast, every video, everything. It even had like my personal passwords and stuff. That drive broke down and it can't be accessed anymore. I took it to a shop. It would be prohibitively expensive. Like I would have to send it away to get it fixed, and it would cost like over $1,000 to get it fixed. And I don't have that, and I don't expect, like, listen, that is not an invitation. Do not send me money to get this fixed. Because ultimately, like, I was really bummed about it at the end of last year, but thankfully, I found a way to get all of the Patreon podcasts re-downloaded onto my computer. So I have them all. I'm still working on the Elwood City Limits episodes. Like, you can still access them. I just don't have copies of a lot of them. If you do have downloaded copies of Elwood City Limits, all of the podcast episodes, please get in touch with me. You can email us or get in touch on social or Discord or whatever. I'd really appreciate it. That would make my life a lot easier. But the good news about all of this is that I found a way to get all of the Patreon podcasts back into my possession, so we don't need the Patreon to be staying up in perpetuity. And we don't want to charge you any more money. It's costing us a little bit of money every month, so we're just going to get rid of it. I'm going to close it on Sunday, February 2nd in the evening. I'm posting this update on Monday, the 27th of January, so you have a little under a week. If you still want to go to patreon.com/ElwoodCityLimits and listen and stream to your heart's content, please do so before Sunday, February 2nd. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about the Patreon thing. We are going to be having the final numbered episode of Elwood City Limits very soon. I will let you know, I had said this before in the podcast, that is not going to be the last podcast of ECL. After we record the final episode of Arthur, we're going to do a season 25 recap in our typical style. And then we're going to have one last recording, which is going to be me and Lucas going over our top 10 Arthur episodes, our favorite Arthur character, and really just reminiscing about our time on Elwood City Limits. That's going to be our big final episode. And I'll tell you this as well. Since the Patreon will be going down at the start of February, and you won't have access to the Patreon stuff, this was an idea that I had when we were discussing, what to do with the Patreon once we were going to be finished. What I would really like to do, and what I am going to do, is I'm going to upload all of the Patreon stuff to the Elwood City Limits podcast feed. just one by one, week by week. So even though we are going to be stopping Elwood City Limits after we're finished, the uploads aren't going to stop. So you can stay subscribed to us on YouTube, stay subscribed on your preferred podcast place. We're still going to be paying for the hosting, so might as well use it. We're going to be posting all of our episodes of For the Kids. We are going to be posting all of our episodes of ECL Origins and like all the other kind of audio ephemera from Patreon. So hope that you enjoy that and are looking forward to that. That's going to take up the rest of the year. Like, we have over 50 episodes of For the Kids, so we're going to keep uploading weekly at least for the rest of the year, if not into next year with, just the Patreon stuff. And as I said before, like, we may be stopping, but Arthur isn't going to be stopping. So even when we get to the end, it may not be the end forever. You know, if that Arthur movie comes out, or if, I don't know, just something major happens in the Arthur world, there's no reason that Lucas and I can't throw on the headphones one more time and just kind of talk about it. So probably not the last you'll hear from us. Of course, our invites to our Elwood City Limits Discord are now open. Check out our link tree, which is available on all of our social medias. If you want to join us there, you are more than welcome to. And finally, elwoodcitylimits@gmail.com. We are getting in some lovely emails that are going to be read on the final episode. And yeah, just keep sending in your emails, even if you don't get it in time for the final episode of Arthur. We may still read it later, because we are also thinking of maybe doing a stream in the next couple of months once it's all said and done, and we can do a little bit of a farewell stream. So we might read some emails there too. So keep sending in emails if you like, with your thoughts on the season, general thoughts on Arthur, and on the podcast. We've been really enjoying reading your guys' stuff. So thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, just to underline, no Elwood City Limits this week. We will be getting to it as soon as we can, probably first week of February. The Patreon is going to be going down Sunday, February 2nd. Make sure you stream and listen to it while you can. It's completely free. You don't have to sign up for anything. Just go on over there and start streaming. We've got more stuff coming after we finish Arthur that's going to continue into the rest of the year, so stay subscribed to us. And of course, just hit us up to chat, social media, Discord, and elwoodcitylimits@gmail.com. All right, that's going to do it for me and for Lucas. Thanks a lot for listening to this update from Elwood City Limits, and we will see you for #TheEndOfArthur.